So you want to be OP? All right. Well, I'm here to help. So, all right, we're playing Wild Arms this time. It's the first one, and I wanted to just say probably the number one thing to do is to just duplicate stuff. Basically, you use like a heal berry. Actually, I think you can do it with really anything, but make sure that it's like the item that you want to duplicate. We're gonna end up putting up in the top left corner. That's how I do it. I always start with the heal berries up there. And honestly, I think it's probably just the easiest thing to use. They're cheap, they're easy to get a hold of, and yeah, that's what I would do. The other thing is what you want to duplicate. Make sure that you've only got one left. There's more than one way to do this duplicate or this trick, but I always just do that. If you need to, sell off, the other items to get down to one. But so alright, so I have already used the heal berry on Rudy and Jack, and now I am going to just basically move the heal berry to the item that I want duplicated. In this case, I'm just going to use let's do the power apple. Power apples are extremely good for duplicating. Obviously, it's going to increase the damage that you deal with your physical attacks. And actually, the other great thing too about that, or about doing this, is you can keep doing it, right? And then you can actually literally just max out your character's stats by doing this. I don't know. I think that it's one of the better ways. Yeah, probably the best way to not only make the game really easy, but also make it. It's definitely a convenience. There's a convenience aspect to it too. And by that I mean, early on you get these ambrosias. Now, ambrosias recover status and max HP for all of your characters. Status effects are probably one of the most annoying aspects of this game. Some of them aren't too bad, like poison's not that big of a deal, but things like sleep. Sleep is, I would argue, the worst of all of them, because generally, if you get slept, it's going to be by an enemy that's casting it on all of your characters, so everybody's going to be slept, and then on top of that, damage does not break sleep in this game. I don't know why, it's pretty silly, but that's just the way it is, I guess. So actually, having these ambrosias is nice, because it does recover the max stats. Now, this isn't going to help you, though, if everybody gets put to sleep. Now, if one of the three characters doesn't, then you can hit him with an ambrosia and, you're fine. But the better way to handle that is by duplicating these full Libras. Unfortunately, if I can find them here, here it is. So nullifies all abnormal status. That is an accessory that you can equip. And I think that this is the best accessory in the game. Second place goes to the goat dolls, but full Libras are amazing for about 90% of the game. Unfortunately, though, I shouldn't say that. That's going to be a little inaccurate, because you don't get the full Libra, or you can't get a hold of one until probably halfway through the game. But from that point on, I would argue that full Libras are the best accessory. The other thing is, like I said earlier, the goat doll. Let me just see if I can. Yeah, I've got them equipped. So a goat doll basically just makes it so that if you were about to take, a hit that's going to kill you, this gets sacrificed instead. The amount of HP that you restore, I think, is based off of your VIT stat, which isn't all that important, especially if you've got a bunch of these, because, who cares? It blows up the goat doll and you're still alive, and then when the next turn comes around, you just equip a new one. So there's that. I'm actually gonna run out here now. These enemies here are the Heyokanten. They are probably the best enemies to fight in the game if you just want to level. You want to use a lucky. What's it called? Is it a lucky card? I think it's the lucky card. Let me just see if I can. Yeah, lucky card. Because it doubles your Gela and experience when you win. So, duplicate those. and then fight the Hyacontans if you want to, you know, level up really quickly. Alright, so let's just take a look at what we can do now. So now that I've duplicated these power apples, I can just use them. Now, Jack already has maxed out stats, but here you go, just, you know, showing you that you can up your strength stat, and then, you know, once you get maxed out strength, you can kind of just do whatever you want. And then actually the funny thing about this too is that then it doesn't really matter what weapon that you have equipped, because, and I'll just show you Jack here. So Jack's got, this is his best weapon, but like, it doesn't matter what he equips anymore because his strength is maxed out. And really, that's all these things do. Your weapon is add to the strength stat. Now, you know, there isn't some extra calculation that's done based on the item that you have. So again, bump up your strength, and then it actually just doesn't matter what weapon you even equip anymore. That kind of goes the same thing with the runes too. So once you get, you know, up to, let's just say like 999 strength, it just doesn't matter. You can equip whatever. You know, if you're normally equipping a rune to boost up Jack's strength, like this Saint rune here, you know, it just doesn't matter anymore, because once he gets maxed out, you can just equip something else that's gonna, you know, have probably better stats, like the Star rune, for example. And that's the other thing, you can duplicate these runes as well. That's kind of cheesy, but I mean, it is what it is. But yeah, that's the one thing that you can do to really make yourself OP for this game. You know, there isn't really, I would argue, anything else that's going to make you, you know, as overpowered. It's just the straight ability to duplicate your items. The other great thing about it is it's convenient too. Like I said earlier, especially with this Ambrosia, it really takes out. I mean, honestly, you're completely breaking the game. I'll be just, you know, completely honest. You know, you just don't have to worry about, like, you know, MP anymore for Cecilia, because, you know, normally you're healing with her, and you just don't need to do that, because you can just use an Ambrosia instead to, you know, restore everybody to full health. And again, like I said, the goat doll, that's probably the other, you know, crazy thing that, you know, the crazy thing is, or the funny thing is, you don't even have to duplicate these. You can actually buy these even. There's a merchant, you know, in the world that allows you to just buy these, and they're honestly pretty cheap. So, you know, in that they make some of the especially the end game bosses that are a little bit tougher, or more the optional ones, because, you know, the storyline bosses are generally pretty easy, but some of the extra bosses, or optional bosses, are pretty difficult, and with the goat dolls, it just makes them a complete joke. So that is it. That is how to be OP in Wild Arms. Duplicate everything and anything that you want. Duplicate to your mind or your heart's content. If you decide to play more legit, get a hold of the full Libras, like I had mentioned earlier, because they are going to prevent status effects. It's one of the best, you know, items in the game. Again, because there are some really devastating conditions in the game. Again, like, you know, sleep is probably number one. But yeah, so definitely do that, and it is going to really make your game a lot better. I got, you know, I'll be honest, I got really frustrated with sleep specifically in this game, and kind of getting trapped in a battle or a couple of them for way longer than I really should have. But yeah, like I said, get a hold of your some full Libras. I believe you can even get, I know you get one from the forest. I think it's like the forest mound is where you get the first one. And then I believe you can even get them from the ancient arena. So get a hold of them. Get a hold of 3 of them if you really want. Now, you really only need one of them, I suppose you could argue, probably on Cecilia. Because she's able to, you know, heal status effects. But, you know, I like having them on everybody, because it just makes it, you know, even better. Because then you don't even have to worry about healing those conditions anyway. So, alright, that's all I got for this one. You know, like I said, duplicate your items. You won't be sorry. And as always, hope you liked this video, and if you do, stick around for more. and thank you for watching.